Yo, what the fuck is going on, Maybizzle fans, followers, peeping toms, voyeurs, all you sick freaks and sick fucks out there? This is your boy Maybizzle, brought to you by Night Shift Merchandise, brought to you by Deathmatch Worldwide. I just got some fresh merch in this motherfucker, man. This shit is fucking lit. I just gotta say, comfortable ass t-shirts, badass deathmatch t-shirts. All of your favorite wrestlers are there. If they are not there, all you got to do is let me know to get them motherfuckers on there, because Deathmatch Worldwide is the largest distributor of deathmatch fucking t-shirts, and that shit is dope as fuck. I got an Onita shirt somewhere over here too, which is dope because I never had an Onita shirt. But anyways, today I have the motherfucking Total Violence Championship fucking champion. This guy is the man that you just saw. You see every week in my introduction. He's the man doing the dirty business, throwing KP through the fucking light tubes on fire. This shit is insane. You know, it's crazy because I'm so stoked to have this guy on, because I was like really into like that XPW shit, like how insane and crazy it was. And I found out he was actually trained by one of the OGs from XPW. So, with no further ado, I bring to you motherfucking Guido, man. Dude, fucking another day in paradise, man. Doing what I love to do. How are things going for you? Oh man, everybody wants to know where you've been at, man. So you go down to Australia right before the pandemic, end up settled down now in Australia, and you know, life has changed for you in the last couple years. You hooked up with some badass fucking shit going on down there, deathmatch down under, suplex. There's just all sorts of crazy shit going on in your life. What are the plans for the future? That's the first thing I gotta ask you. That's fucking sick. Yeah, you have a much anticipated return too. I've heard people saying your name all over the place. Tony Vargas has been calling you out on Twitter for quite some time. Phoenix Kid even came out and was saying he wants some more heat from Ugwa Crowd, and I'm like, dude, like you and Phoenix Kid had a badass match at the fucking Ritz. It's actually on IWTV for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. You got to check this shit out. Phoenix Kid got everyone in trouble, I guess, because he jumped off the DJ booth. He said that was something he wasn't supposed to do. But yeah, man, working with that guy, he's a Zona 23 regular now. You know, he's fucking doing all these crazy lucha deathmatch tournaments and shit. He told me the mask is something, you know. I was like, yeah, but you're wrestling under a mask, because that's what a lot of people tell him. And he's like, nah, people just think of fucked up shit to do to your mask, man. Like you don't get it easy, you know. Like how was it working with him? And would you again in the future? Yeah, he's about it, man. He was telling me like all sorts of stories. He goes wherever the fuck he can. He loves flying and everything. He said he has a military ID because he was in the military, so that hella helps him when he's going, you know, on different flights from city to city and shit. And I'm like, damn. I was like, what's yeah, I was like, what's the craziest thing you ever done? And he said jumping out of planes in the military. I didn't want to get hurt so I could wrestle. I'm like, you're going through fucking Lego glass things, man. Like, oh, thank you for subscribing, Slippery Slope Recordings. turn up, get a little Onita right there blowing up for you. Yeah, man. Fucking so all right, what this is something I hella wanted to ask you. Fucking what was it like training and how did you so I heard the story like you got a business card, next thing you know you're training like in like a backyard almost in the rain during wintertime. Was this when you were training with Pogo from XPW?
And the twins came out, and Dustin gave me a business card. He was like, "You want to come train with us? Give me a call." Gave him a call the next day. Drove out there, made a little tiny payment, started training. Backyard in the rain, in the freezing cold. October, November, December, like freezing ass cold, hard ass mat. Like we
Yeah.
learned the hard way. We learned the hard way. We didn't have these air conditioned buildings like people have nowadays. We learned the hard way.
Yeah, I heard he used to lay into people too. Like I heard what was it? Didn't he fuck up ICP at a show one time? Like it was like a thing that happened. I guess they went there and he hit him with like a lariat, like pretty fucking hard and straight. I
Yeah,
didn't he like knock a tooth out or something like that?
he might have broke a collarbone.
Jesus Christ. And he was so that was like your base. That's a solid base to have, man. Like that's fucking crazy. Like what type of shit did he tell you about cuz you jumped into deathmatch wrestling like when you started really getting into it. So like did was there anything special that like well of course everything you learned was special, but like was there anything that you like really stick to in your matches cuz I noticed like you have like in like even in the intro you have like this madman aura about you when the blood starts flowing and that match like really gets into it and I'm like oh my god what the fuck is this guy about to do like you're about to do some crazy shit. I see the adrenaline and it's like intense, you know, like that's different. You don't see that in everybody.
Yeah, no, that's kind of what he told. One of the big things that always sticks out to me about my training and my time in the backyard with them was your character. Like you need to establish a character because you don't have to be the best wrestler as long as you have a good character that connects with the fans and they're into it. That's all. That's all it really matters. Well, you need to know how to talk too. Know the basics pretty much, but yeah, as long as your character works, it's all character. Like all my, it's just all character work. You don't really see me doing too much moving. It's all just character and the way I walk and present myself. And that sells more than anything else, in my opinion.
Would you say the Guido that is wrestling now is the same Guido that was refing during Hood Slam? Because I seen you in Hood Slam too, and that was dope. You just be coming out smoking like in the corner, kind of like doing your thing. Like it was you're like the ref that like was just you just had a swagger about you when you would come out. You know?
Yeah, no, they're kind of two different characters. The whole Ref Guido and the Deathmatch Guido, two totally different things. And you can watch for my ref in my match, the matches that I've ref to me wrestling. Like it's two totally different people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you feel? Like, have you ever fucking you ever ref any deathmatch shit, or mostly like
Oh,
yeah?
oh yeah. In my beginning days, I used to go to LA a lot with Coach Nugs. We call him Coach Nugs now because he doesn't really care for the whole pogo thing. Used to go down there with him and the boys, and Ref a lot of Youth Suicide and Supreme and Carnage and BC Killer and stuff like that in my early days.
Damn.
And then did a lot with UEW down there as well. A lot of repping for them. That's where I got the whole ref of death thing. I didn't wear the gloves, no eye protection or nothing like that. I counted in the bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, did a lot of deathmatch refing in my beginning times, which helped me a lot as well. Like that to get like the gist of what they were doing, especially the SoCal deathmatch scene is a lot different than what you see on the East Coast and stuff like that. It's more of like beat fucking dog out of each other.
Yeah, man. Fucking chair shots to the head is like a crazy thing that I see a lot of, man. Like that if you watch like I mean going back and watching like XPW, those motherfuckers were off the hook. They were throwing it, putting it down, and like it's funny cuz like I don't know, like I feel like the more hardcore shit gets, the more squeamish people are, like or people online in forums and shit, they'll just be like, "Oh yeah, that's like trash." It's like, "No, dude. That shit was crazy." And now it's back. XPW just came back fucking this year. I guess Rob Black is running the promotion too. So like what do you think about that? Like would you go and fuck with some XPW?
I mean, money talks, right? Pay
Yeah.
me and I'll show up and do my thing. And that's pretty much it. Like, I mean, because I've seen the return of it and stuff, and the first show I watched it. And, I mean, it's not the same as it was,
Yeah.
definitely, but it still has that Rob Black touch to it. So, but yeah, definitely. I mean, if I got the call and the money was right, I'm all in.
Yeah, I know they're doing the tournament that I guess it got postponed because at first it was me and Joel were talking about it like the other week, and we were like, yeah, man, like, he's like, is that thing even happening? Like, wasn't it supposed to be like last week or some shit? And we looked, and then they just posted like 2 days ago or like 3 days ago that it's postponed, and then they're gonna start announcing all the people, and it's supposed to have some big names in it. Like, I think we're gonna see Schlack. I don't know who the fuck's gonna be in there, but I'm expecting some big names. So that would be cool to, see them coming back and putting that shit like on the map. A lot of people, it's funny too. You want to know something strange? And I don't know if I should even speak on this on the internet, but yeah, I'll speak on it. Fuck it. I seen a dude with like a bunch of troll accounts posting about Messiah in the comments on XPW, like on all their latest posts, and he's like fucking you click onto it and it shows like just Messiah, like his missing finger and shit. And I was like, wait, is this like some troll, like trolling XPW? Is it like taboo to like, be like saying you're a fan of this shit in 2022? And I thought that was fucking weird.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, what happened in the past is the past. And I mean, I don't know all the details about all that happened. I mean, I've heard stories, rumors, but it's not really my place to speak on.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, past is the past.
Yeah. And what I can say is, yo, that was a hell of a promotion during the time, and fucking there was a lot of the bar was definitely raised with death matches and shit. And getting love with death matches on the West Coast is something that I want to see more of. Northern California is getting a little bit of love now with the death matches. SoCal has that shit. Pretty much SoCal was like the main place for death matches, I guess, like back then. And now that people are getting that death match fever, it's great to see it like expanding and shit. So like, if you come back, what would be your first promotion you hit? You come back to the U.S. for a tour, like ideally.
That's kind of a silly question because, like, I'm an UGLA boy. You know what I mean? Like, that's the first promotion I'm hitting, is UGLA. And hopefully I can get down to Crimson Crown before I start too bad. So I'll probably only be out there for a couple of weeks, you know, tie up loose ends and stuff. And so hopefully, they're running within a week of each other so I can hit up those two. Other than that, like, I'm not reaching out to anybody or anything like that to try to get the bookings. If they know I'm there and they want to use me, they can hit me up. Other than that, it's just UGLA and Crimson Crown. Those are my two home feds out there on the West Coast. So.
That's badass too. And then you get to hit the whole West Coast too, you know, or not whole West Coast, but you get to hit all of Cali, Northern Cali, and then you head down. Crimson Crown's in they're like right outside of LA, right? It's like
Pretty much. Yeah.
yeah,
I
that's
think Pomona,
badass. I got to get
somewhere
down
like
there. I got to get down there. Everyone keeps telling me, "Well, it's right there." I'm like, "Fuck, that's like 3 hours." But I got to make the drive, man, you know.
yeah, you got they're a good promotion as well, especially deathmatch stuff. Because I got Sage Sin and Kyle Wilde, and those were Supremes. Like they were really tight with Supreme.
Yeah. That dude was a beast too, man. Like straight up.
Yeah, I love Mission Supreme, man. He was really good integral part on my career when I was able to pick his brain and stuff. With was a Mex Pro used to run down there. He was their deathmatch champion, and I was just going down there to do some refing, and was able to pick his brain there. In UEW, and then of course when Crimson Crown started up, it was like he's a true legend. Like, he doesn't get enough respect. He doesn't. He needs more. Like people need to recognize exactly who he was, because he was a deathmatch icon for sure. But he could work too. He didn't need to just do deathmatches. He could work matches. He's had some really good matches. Him and John Moxley for IWA East Coast, I think it was. They had a really good match there. And miss my Cali Beach though.
Yeah. I know that's a trip, man. So you got like lightweight stuck out there in the beginning and shit. And it's like how did you how was the transition to, you know, living in Australia, and like what do you miss the most about being over here?
The thing I miss the most about being over there is the taco trucks.
Oh, yep.
I miss my Mexican food more than anything. Mexican food out here, it's not even Mexican food. It's just like I don't know what they're trying to pass it off as. But it's horrible.
Yeah.
But I definitely miss the food out there for sure. The Mexican food, the taco truck. The transition out here was a little rough, at first. Because there was just a lot going on, and the pandemic hit, and kind of low key got stuck out here, and I still have my visa still not right. It's been over 2 years. My visa still hasn't come good. We're still working on that diligently, just about every day, something else. And getting into the wrestling scene out here has been a bit of a challenge. It really has. I had my death match down under, and cheers to Joel for bringing me in and giving me the platform out here. And got the Six Below thing going on, and then I'll be going up to New South Wales, I believe it is as well. Do something with Explicit, Suplex. Do something with them as well. But other than that, trying to get bookings out here has been like pulling teeth.
Yeah.
Been really.
Damn, man. Yeah, I like see it's a trip though that like you went out there and you're like, all right, well I'm out here, like let's get down with the deathmatch shit. Like that's fucking raw that you kept it pushing. You didn't go on like a hiatus or be like, I just ain't gonna do shit. Like this is something you want to do, and you want to do it now, and it's something you're gonna keep. You're gonna keep that heat going. You're gonna keep it pushing, man. Like that shit is. I commend you for that, straight up, dude. Like, I
Yeah,
think.
but it's been a rough journey out here, man. It really has with the whole wrestling thing. I don't know if it's just because of, a relative unknown with the wrestlers out here and stuff like that. But it's just, yeah, it's been a challenge.
How do you feel about those like little light tubes or thinner light tubes using them?
I used to use in UGWA. That's pretty much all we had was the thin one, and I've
Okay.
never had any issues with them. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't like them. They say that they get cut a lot easier or a lot deeper or whatever with them. I've never had that issue. The big scars that I have are from the big fat tubes, the T12. So I prefer the T9s over anything else. Plus, I swing hard as shit anyway. So the harder you swing it, the less damage it's gonna do, theoretically.
Yeah. And then the louder pop you get too. That shit's fucking. Whew,
Thing.
that's nuts, man. You guys did some like you and Joel Bateman did some fucked up spots, like some shit where I'm like watching through my fingers, man, because it was just brutal. Like the fucking what what is the one thing? Because like when he started leaking from the gusset, what is your like? I don't know what's your limit, man. Where do you say, all right, I don't fuck with that? Like, is there, or is there anything that you do if you have no limits? Because a lot of people say I got no limits. If you got no limits, what's the one thing you just don't like to take that much?
No, I've got some limits. Like, trust me. I played with fire once, and it was in UEW for the Southern Slaughter tournament, and he set me on fire, and it burnt off half my mullet, and it kind of threw me in shock a little bit because I don't remember about 5 minutes of that match because I was just like in shock. If it
Damn.
wasn't for my manager at the time, Sean, I probably would have ended up getting carted to the back. But he like kept me like in it. So he's like, "This is where you're at. This is what's going on." Set on fire, breathe, and barefoot. I don't do anything barefoot.
Okay.
My feet are way too good. So yeah, those are my own. It's like I'll do fire again, but more control this time
Yeah.
instead of just having a big fireball blown over you with I don't even know what the fluid was, but yeah, I melted my singlet to my back, burnt my mullet off.
What kind of like burns did you get on your back? Was it like fucking like second degree or like?
Second degree.
Oh, that
Yeah,
sucks, dude.
yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, fucking KP was telling me about the spot where you threw him through the fucking through the light tube table that was on fire, and KP was like, probably wasn't the best idea to spray my hair down with hella hairspray before the match, and forgot to wet the hair. I was like, oh fuck, like that's
Yeah, poor KP, we'll hurt that guy alive.
yeah. KP's nuts, but KP's with the shit. Like I love KP so much. He's fucking yeah, he's the shit.
Yeah, KP's fucking awesome. I love me some KP.
Yeah, man. Fuck. So like when you're refing, um, did you was there any shit that like unfolded in front of you where you're like, oh fuck, or like when you were green as a ref, was there any type of shit that you ever saw that like, you know, you were like, okay, do you really jump in? Because like something I was talking about with Joel the other week was I watch a lot of fucking MMA. And as an MMA fan, I get pissed off when like, the referee isn't jumping in when someone's getting fucked up. And when I was talking about that with Joel in death matches, he was like, it's kind of the opposite in a death match because if you jump all over somebody after they take like a nasty bump or some shit happens, then you might throw the wrestler into shock. So, and he said that's the one thing you don't want. He's like, if I'm laying there and I hit my head or some shit and someone's right up in my face, it's going to make me think, oh shit, am I not okay? Or did it, was it worse than it was? Like, was there any crazy shit or how did you learn like the ropes of doing that part of it? Like knowing, what to do. Cause like I'll tell you some other shit too after.
Um, that's kind of I reckon a tricky question, so to speak, because you're kind of going on gut instinct, especially being a referee. You're just kind of watching the guys and making sure if you see a limb bend the way it's not supposed to bend, you might want to get in there and take a look. If you see their eyes roll in the back of their head, it might be good to get in there and take a look. But
Yeah.
other than that, you kind of just sit back and you'll see the ref going in there a lot and squeezing hands. Grab the hand. And as long as the rest of it a squeeze or two back, you're good to go. But it's that like that's kind of yeah, it kind of I don't really know how to say it. Yeah, it's just kind of instinct, pretty much. You just got to kind of be very aware of the wrestlers themselves.
Damn. See that's well put cuz like I was like so there was this match in Ugwa and I don't know if you've heard about it, the Tony Vargas BBP rematch.
Yeah.
You heard what happened? Okay, how that unfolded and everything.
I mean, what happened, but I know that it was a pretty fucking brutal match.
Yeah, it was brutal, and then BBP didn't squeeze, and then fucking the X came up, and then everybody lost their shit in the building, like everybody flipped out, but then it ended up being a work. So it's like fucking it was one of those moments where like it was, you know, like you it was I don't know, man, like I don't know if you've seen that Alex Colon John Wayne Murdoch match where like looked like he fucking killed him. You know what I mean? It was like that kind of shit. Like, oh my god, what the fuck just happened? And then you find out like after the fact, you know, like would that as a ref would that piss you off if some shit like that happened?
Oh, if they were working me as well as a referee,
Yeah,
yeah, I'd be a little upset about it. I'd be like, you guys just made me look stupid too.
I feel that.
As a ref, you try not to look stupid. You know, you gotta always make sure that you're on your game. If the boys are working you as well, it's kind of like, oh, you might as well just slap me in my face.
Yeah, it's like a little
Like,
disrespectful doing that kind of shit to the ref.
yeah, a little bit, a little bit.
Yeah. Refs take bumps sometimes too, like some fucked up bumps. I seen a ref get take a nasty fucking bump, and then I seen him in the back like he was like icing his neck and shit. And I was like, "Oh man, you ever take a nasty bump as a ref and just been like, what the fuck?" Like or some shit didn't pan out the way it should have.
Yeah, I've taken quite a few nasty spills as a ref. Never was injured, you know, but yeah, I've been. Remember Supreme hit me over the head with a kendo stick one time, and it just slid down the side of my head. My ear swelled up and it's all bruised on the inside. It's pretty fucked up for about a couple weeks afterwards, you know. Taking some, getting hit with ladders, you know, not getting my hand up in time and taking it across the forehead.
That
Yeah,
sucks, man.
like taken some nasty bumps as a referee. Wouldn't change it though. Like, definitely wouldn't change it.
Has there been any shit you've seen other refs do that you think they shouldn't do, or like any advice you want to throw out there? Some shit that bugs you about the way other people ref?
Not really. Like most of the refs that I see anymore, they're actually pretty well trained and pretty well versatile. Unless you're just some little shindy promotion and you're throwing on a ref shirt onto the trend, you're like, oh, go ref these matches. And then at that point, it's like, you shouldn't even be refing in the first place. But all the refs nowadays are actually really good. There's a lot of really good refs out there. And like, I know a couple of the refs from Ugly, uh, they're actually getting the proper training, which is fantastic. But yeah, not for the most part.
Yeah, I think my one pet peeve I have sometimes is during death matches in particular, when the ends of the light tubes aren't getting swiped out of the way or like getting moved and shit. Like when the match is hella active, it's just like a pet peeve because I always see people on the side sometimes. Like you know when you have those matches like hood slam type matches where people are right there on the side of the ring and shit. Like fucking people will usually like grab the tubes or whatever, or like pull them out, you know, get them out of the way and shit. And then like yeah, there's sometimes where I'm like seeing just some tubes laying there and I'm like, oh, someone get fucked up on that thing, you know, just sitting there like that.
I guess one thing I could say to all the refs out there too is stop hopping with the bump. Whenever a wrestler takes the bump, you don't got to hop up. You don't got to like jump in the air. Like, it's not that big. Come on. That's one of my pet peeves. I hate seeing wrestlers jump after the bump. Like, stop that. Just stop.
Yeah, trying to catch a little air and shit. Like, oh
I could
fuck.
see it. Got big dudes coming off the top rope and then maybe a little bit of a ref hop, but yeah, stop that shit.
Fuck man. So like what you been watching while you're in Australia? Like you got the IWTV subscription, you be buying the GCWs on Fight or like or are you like
Uh,
you watching Raw every week?
to be honest, like I don't really watch much wrestling. Like I really don't. I watch some of the big shows, like the big tournaments and stuff like that. I watch those. But other than that, I don't really watch too much wrestling, to be honest. I don't watch Raw. I haven't watched WWE in 3, 4 years now. I don't, I haven't watched TNA or anything like that. Of course, I watch all the clips and stuff like that, but I just don't have the patience to sit through and watch wrestling. Like, I love the fuck out of it, but I just don't really have the patience to watch the shit. And then a lot of it irks, especially when I'm watching like a lot of tournaments, because I watch like the big tournaments, like I said, but a lot of them I don't watch because it gets old watching the same 8 people in every damn tournament. It's just there needs to be more variety. If there was more variety in tournaments, then yeah, that'd be fantastic. More variety on shows would be fantastic. I did watch that GCW Hammerstein show. It was a really good show. I was happy with that. A lot of good. Some of it was a little like rushed, but that's what happened with the paper stuff. It's acceptable. But yeah, for the most part, I just don't really watch it. I'll watch my matches back to teach myself, and if I can do better this time, next time. But yeah, other than that, I don't. Even when I go to shows out here and stuff, like I don't really go out there and watch matches unless I'm like really keen to see the two dudes work.
Yeah. That's pretty lit too though, that you got some death matches where you're at, so you can like get out, and like peep that, and like when you get to do you spectate, like when you go to these deathmatch events, do you spectate what's going on? Do you guys got like a fucking monitor in the back or something? Or are you like on the side watching, or do you like, you just get in your zone and fucking, chill back there doing some different shit?
Yeah, see, I don't really when I go to a show and I'm working, I've got to get myself in the zone and get myself mentally prepared for what we're about to do, and I kind of tone everything else out until after my match is done, and then I calm down a little bit, maybe go out for a drink, watch a match or two. That's about it. But yeah, when I'm at a show, it's all I'm selfish that way, I guess, because I'm just more focused on what I'm doing.
Yeah. I feel you on that, man. When I used to do music, I like, I would check out the crowd. I would go and watch the crowd, but I would try not to watch anybody else's set because I didn't want it to like discourage me from doing certain things, or like not, like, because they're like, I used to watch, like when I first started doing music and shit, I would go do a show and I'd watch like somebody else and like hear someone say something and be like, fuck, I was gonna do that. Like, fuck, I can't fucking, now I gotta fucking switch it up, or I can't say this shit about this city, or, like, so fucking, I like, it makes sense, like, trying to get into your own thing. Like, I perform better when I don't, I feel like I get into my head when I watch other people's shit, and then I'm trying to do my own thing out there, so I feel that.
Same, especially when I plan my matches and stuff like that. And if I go out there and watch, which I've done before, and then I'm like, well, fuck, now we got to switch this up and do this different because they've already done what we were going to do. Now I'm just like, well, fuck it. I'm going to go out there and do what you did better anyway. So here we go. Like, I'm just going to do me.
Yeah, man.
You did, if I see you do a Hurricane Rana and I still want to do a Hurricane Rana, well, I'm going to make mine look better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I prefer not to watch it because then, yeah, like you said, like you end up getting in your own head about it, and then it just throws your performance off. And like, I'm not trying to be about that life.
Yeah, straight up, man. I bombed and shit as a result of watching other shit. I'm just like, fuck this. I remember I had this one set where I like totally just told the DJ to fucking, I was like, here's like 6 beats I haven't even heard yet. Just play this shit because I'm going to do something totally different right now. And then someone actually grabbed the microphone from me, like during my set, like some drunk fan, or not drunk fan, just drunk person fucking there. And they were not a fan of me. They grabbed the fucking microphone and started singing happy birthday to some chick. The DJ cut all the music and shit. And then she was like, and now so-and-so is going to go up, and passed it on to the next dude that was supposed to go up. And then the DJ started playing his shit. So my set just got cut after like 1.5 songs. Like, fuck. I was like, man, fuck this show. I was so mad. That was fucking yeah, man. Like fuck. So like that's pretty crazy, man. You got a hell of a story for the last couple years, and just how you've gotten to where you are now. Like what what do you think like would be your goals? Because you got like I mean like long term goals. Like before you retire from wrestling, like what do you want out of it? What do you have to do and accomplish?
Oh, Japan. Like Japan is on it's my bucket list. That's pretty much the only real thing I need left to do, and then I can hang it up. Just go hit Japan because I am getting old. I'm 40 years old. I'm no spring chicken anymore. Take a bump now, and I feel it in a week, 2 weeks. But Japan for sure. An international title. I would like to, be able to say that I've held a title in the States and a title in a different country. Another tournament win or two, I guess. Other than that, like I've pretty much accomplished everything I've set out to do. Like I was, because with the whole UGLA thing going there and reigniting that spark in Northern California for death matches and putting it back on the map, like that was my main number one goal. And I did that. And it's like, well, now let's do a full blown death match tournament. Northern California hasn't seen one. They've had hardcore tournaments. Let's do that. And then we did that, and accomplished that. And we did the death match title, Code of Violence title. Like everything that I've set out to accomplish has been done. So I'm kind of just at this point now where it's like, let's go out there, let's make the young kids look like a million fucking bucks. Let them get their fucking due, but still get my comeuppance as well. Let's not destroy my Guido character that I worked 17 years now to build, you know. But let's still put everybody on. Let's get, but getting getting deathmatch down under and all the deathmatch guys out here recognition in the States was a really good feeling too. Like to be able to help out in that respect, it was really good. But yeah, everything I've pretty much set out to accomplish, I've done. So now it's just Japan, and like I'm just waiting, biding my time for this whole COVID shit to pass and being able to travel freely without any worries and hiccups. So as soon as that's done, me and my partner, we talked about it, and we're gonna end up going to Japan, even if it's just for a visit. And I'll bring my gear with me, and I'll show up to shows. Hopefully, somebody will be like, "Oh shit, Guido's here. Can you put him on?" And I can be like, "Yep, okay." Now I can go home, hang my boots up, and call it a fucking day.
Yeah. What?
My greatest fear is not being able to play with my kids.
Yeah.
Like that's my greatest. Like I want to be able to roll around on the floor with them, and like as it is now, my knee is so fucking fucked that I get down on the floor just to change the baby's diaper, and it takes me a couple minutes to get back up.
Oh
So,
shit. Damn, man. That's fucking. That's crazy. So you got back pain too and shit.
oh yeah, back pain, my right shoulder, like in the shoulder blade area, it's fucking smashed to bits. My lower back is shit. My sciatic never stops going off. Got a bone spur in my heel and one of my on my right foot. My right knee's trash. My right elbow's pretty fucked. Yeah, just beat the fuck out of me.
Damn, man. Yeah, you sound like you need some of that Cali medicine, man.
Yeah, I missed that Cali medicine. God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
That's one of the
I'll
anything too besides the tacos and burritos. I miss that Cali medicine.
yeah, straight up, dude. Fuck. I'll make sure you get a little package when you get back out here to visit Ugwa,
Um,
man. Fucking
I'll be so keen on that.
fucking so with this total violence championship, and then there's the Beast of the East, belt that Tony Vargas is currently holding. Would you guys
Yeah,
do a match to unify the titles, or would it be a separate deal?
that's kind of the hope. I hope to come back there and whoever's holding that title at the time, if it's Tony or if it's somebody else, Doesn't matter. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna slice them and gash them and fucking cut them to bits and take what's rightfully mine. You know, like that title's rightfully mine. That should be out here with me too. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely hope to unify them and get it all back into one place. You know what I mean? Like,
Damn. Yeah, History of Violence is supposedly going down this year at some point. I seen
yeah,
a Slash tweet about that shit, and I was like, oh shit, I'm fucking ready for this one, man.
yeah, I'm ready for it too. I'll be back out there by year's end. I can say like I can't give a specific date
Yeah.
or anything like that. Just with my whole visa and the funds to be able to fly back there too, because it's not cheap anymore. It used to be cheap. It's not cheap anymore. But yeah, as soon as I get a date set, I'm probably going to keep it on the DL. Like I'm going to land in the States and not let anybody know I'm there. And I'm just going to show up at the Douglas show.
That's fucking sick. Oh man, that's so crazy. I love it when shit like that happens too. Like when BBP was supposed to wrestle Tony the first time, fucking for the title or whatever. They what happened? So they or it was supposed to be their rematch again for the title, and then like Big Ugly just happened to be in the building and BBP didn't show up. So they like pull Big Ugly out, and then they ended up just having like a death match, which was pretty dope. And it was cool because it was unexpected. You're like, oh shit, I don't know what's gonna happen. People are gonna lose their shit though if fucking you come out, man, because like you know, people have been waiting for you to come back, so that'd be fucking killer, dude.
Yeah, that's the hope. Because I keep getting told all the time by people that work the show and fans and stuff, and they're like, they still chant your name at every show. And I'm just like, yeah, that's dope. Don't forget me because I'll be back. I'll be back. I promise that. Like I'll be back.
Were you there at Ugwa when they started the whole more gay shit thing?
That's kind of been like an ugly thing for a while,
Yeah.
like the mortgage
Do you
stuff.
know how that started?
I'm I'm wanting to stay with KP and his dildos. 'Cause, that's kind of what I want to say. It's like KP and I'll put that all on KP.
Yeah, I
Like,
gotta ask KP on that. KP's supposed to have a return visit, and that was the last that came out as we were wrapping up the interview, and I was like, "Fuck!" I was like, how did I talk to K? I talked to KP for like 3 hours. I was like, how did I talk to KP for 3 hours and more gay shit didn't come up one time in the whole fucking interview? Because like straight up. But yeah, I'll save that one then to figure out the real. But yeah, no, I assume so too. Like that makes sense. Were you there for the initial what's it called what was KP's original tag partner? The it was before Cock Lesnar. It was the smaller one that
yeah, that
KP
was
had.
before my time at Ugla.
Okay. Yeah, that show is a hell of a
Yeah,
show, man. It's crazy the people that they have there, and like I went in, so the first time I went in, I saw Anthony Rivera, and he was Devil Daddy, and I had no idea what I was going to. Like I said, I was just invited to this event, and I walk in and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like I thought it was 21 and up cuz there was just liquor here, not cuz like the show too, and that shit was crazy. It was so dope. Like that kind of shit. Do you see that kind of shit going on like in other places?
the kind of product that Ugla puts on, not really, not really. That's kind of what we're gonna try to do with Six Below out here. Is I want to get at that Ugla vibe to it. So I want a good mix of everything, and I want a lot of gay shit on there. Like let's because that's what sold Ugla. Because there's a whole variety of everything. You got your good straight up matches. You got good tag matches. You've got some shit matches with some shit backyarders. You got your blood and guts, and the good mix of it all is makes for a really good show. You don't really see too much of that going on anymore.
Yeah, Ugwa, like it feels like the best. It's funny because it's like you could see all of the inspiration that it takes from like all these different promotions, and then it rolls it up in one big ass blunt. Like it's just like you get like, the heavyweights doing the main event, with some tables and some hardcore shit. You'll get a death match, like it's, I feel like it's put together, like ultimately it's put together like a Japanese show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll have like a comedy kind of match, you'll have a serious match, you'll have like the baddest dudes come out and just do all sorts of technical shit. And then yeah, dude, you're right. Like it's straight up like it's everything. It's like everything that's great about every promotion put together, and then it's 21 and up. How did you feel going to UGWA? So did you do UGWA first or Hood Slam first?
No, I was Hood Slam first.
Okay.
I was doing
And
Hood Slam first.
how long were you with them, and when did you like get into Hood Slam? Like was it at the beginning?
No, I didn't go at the beginning because I had been on a hiatus. I took about 2 years off from wrestling. I want to say right around 2009 or 2008 or 9. Took a couple of years off to get my personal life in order and shit like that. And my buddy Jesus was always telling me about Hood Slam, always about Hood Slam. He's like, even if you don't want to come back to wrestling, just come ref here. Make this the only place you ref. And I hit up Dark Sheik and welcomed me with open arms. And I just went in there and started doing my own thing, and I was smoking my weed while I was refing and did the whole blue shirt and bow tie gimmick. Started growing a mullet, which I think really changed my career, the mullet. Then I remember following UGWA, and they did like Bronson did a death match against. I don't even remember who he did a death match against. It's like death match. It wasn't really a death match. It was just a barbed wire bat. And I just started like shooting shit about it on the internet, and then Trevino hit me up, and he was like, "You want to come work a death match here?" And I was like, "Wow, let's do it." Like, fuck it. And then that was like pretty much where it all started. Is he just hit me up. I was being kind of a dick, and then he hit me up and he was like, "Yeah, keep being a dick because the fans fucking hate you here." He's like, and so yeah, and because we worked a lot of people when I first came in there. They thought it was a shoot. They thought I was just gonna come in there and like for real beat the fucking piss out of people. I was getting wrestlers hitting me up, being like, "Dude, is this a shoot? You really gonna go out there and fuck people up?" I was like, "Yeah, bro. Like, show up. I want to fuck these dudes up."
Yeah.
And then the rest is history after that point. I think it was about 2014 or so when I started doing shit with UGWA.
Damn. So that was like what, 7? No, that's 6. Wait, 5 years before the pandemic started.
Yeah,
Yeah. Fuck, man. And then it's all gonna come back full circle in a
that's
fucking
the ultimate goal. Like have it all come back full circle. Come out here and make a name for myself and get those international title defenses for that TV title. And bring it back. And now it's gonna have more prestige on it. Yeah,
yeah.
full circle, baby. Like that's what it's all about. Let's go
Yeah,
for
that's
full circle.
how did how did how did Slash react when you told him, or did you ask him to do the Total Violence in Australia? Like how did that work out? And like, I'm sure everyone was mad juiced about that.
Well, at first, because when I first came out here, and I, had a couple bookings, which all got canceled because COVID. But at first, I was gonna just bring the title out here and get it some international clout, and come back with it, and then we could just put that international clout on it. Hey, this has been defending it. We can call it a world TV title now. You know what I mean? Like, and after I kind of just got stuck out here and the whole pandemic thing, and it's just like, well, where do you want me to go? It's like, just run with it until you can bring it back. See what you can do, and if you lose it to somebody out there, you lose it to them. But make sure you bring that shit back.
That's cool, man. That's fucking, yeah, that's hella cool. The storytelling with Ugwa is fantastic, and I can't wait to see what kind of angle that shit gets worked into. Like, I'm so excited. Like, I feel like a kid fucking waking up, Sunday morning to watch Heat and shit. Like back then, because I used to watch hell of WWF when it was WWF. Like that was my shit, and yeah, like I haven't been this excited about wrestling like since then. So it's like super super cool. And then I got into I met this dude Zach Monday, who I guess he goes to like all the Ugwas, he goes to all the different events and shit, and he's a real deathmatch head.
Yeah, I fucking love Zach. He's a legend.
Yeah, dude, he laced me up with everything like about the deathmatch scene and was like, these are the promotions you got to see. I got these Jun Kasai DVDs, like I got everything, like fucking everything blood. Like he's like a historian on the subject, and I was like, dude, like I was so glad I met him, because fuck, there's so much deathmatch going on, man. Like, who is there anybody that you want to work that's in the US right now that's making waves? Like for me, the one guy I want to see wrestle fucking anybody, and he is wrestling everybody right now, is Hoodfoot. That guy's doing everything everywhere.
Yeah, Hoodfoot's he's gonna be something huge. I mean, he's already getting that huge clout anyways, but he's gonna be big. Is there really anybody that I want to work? Like I don't have one of those lists, of like who I want to work, my dream matches.
Yeah.
Just put me in there with anybody, and you're gonna get an absolute fucking bang.
Yeah.
Like that's all. Like, I don't give a shit who it is. Anybody, any place, anytime, anywhere, any kind of match. Like just put us in there, and I promise it'll be a bang. And pretty much like everything that I have done, they've all been banger matches. I mean, there's some matches that I've had where I'm just like, ugh, when I had to work fucking Blue Jeans. Like that was probably one of my worst matches. This dude was just a fucking big lump of shit. Like the first round of the tournament here in Australia for DMDU, when I faced Atlas Whitaker. Dude is an absolute stud, and he can go. But we didn't have like the greatest match. It was good for what it was. Take nothing away from that guy. It was just the match itself. Fans bring the weapons. I fucking hate fans bring the weapon matches. Absolutely. And you get fans afterwards that are all sooty and stuff. Yeah, they didn't use my fucking weapon. I spent 2 hours to make it. And it's like, well, we only get 10 minutes. What do you want me to do? Just fucking go ham with everything? No.
Yeah.
We had to tell a good story too. Like that one could have been a little bit more bloody. It just wasn't bloody enough for me, I guess, is what that match was. We just didn't get fucking gross. And that's like how I like to get gross. Like let's roll, baby.
Yeah, dude, you and Joel, like in your first encounter in the ring, that was fucking bloody, man. He said he took the gusset wrong the first time you laid it on him when he took the gusset to his head, and then fucking God, dude, that was just the gussets get me, man. Like that's my one thing where I'm like, oh God, I could watch syringes in a match. I can watch fucking the skewers. I can watch all that kind of shit, like. But the gussets, if they're used, I mean, I guess if used like properly, I can't. It's too much for me. I mean, I'll watch the match. Of course, I'm watching through fingers and shit. It's probably a dope match, but yeah, that was.
Yeah, gussets and light are like my two go-tos. I like to have gussets in my matches. And light tubes for sure. Gussets, like I love me some gussets. So.
Do you know how long those have been around?
But how's gussets? I'm not too. I want to say maybe like 2012-ish or something like that.
Yeah. Fuck.
Not the first time one used. About then, 2012.
Imagine like XPW if they had gussets. That shit would have been so much bloodier, dude. And it was already a bloodbath, like that shit would have been fucking nuts.
Would have been bad.
They would have fucking that New Jack fucking match. They would have just had gussets fucking on the tables or some shit. I don't know. That just, I can't. You know what got me is like seeing the gussets being put on like fucking being used like on 2x4s and shit, or like when they put them on wood. Like I'm just like, nah, dude. Like don't use that shit. They've ICW has been doing a lot of fucking like the pits or whatever, and I keep seeing gussets like on wood, and then I don't see them being used like fucking bats. So that's like, I'm like, okay, cool. Like I'm just anxious waiting to see some shit. Like, do you ever fuck with people like that? Like with the crowd, like, oh, I'm gonna bring some gnarly ass shit in here and just like build that anticipation about it before I do the spot with it.
Oh yeah, like a lot of my stuff with Ugwa, I would make the weapons because I used to make all the weapons for the matches and stuff like that. I would post pictures because interesting fact, I was the first one to put gussets on a 2x4, and I whacked Bronson in the arm with it, and he was just like, "Yeah, I don't think we should do that." And I was, no, that was pretty brutal, huh? And then I stopped using that. I brought that 2x4 to a show a few times, and I only used it once because nobody wanted any part of it. And I was like, I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board. But yeah, like there's a lot. Like I made a cane one time that had like gussets on one end, barbed wire on the other end. It was a pretty gnarly thing. Teasing the fans, then never using it.
Yeah.
Basically, like, here's the fucking big shit. We're not.
Yeah, that's fucking. I love that anticipation and shit. It's like, it's with this when this that's where the storytelling really comes into play too. Like that's something you can always like fucking just use. Like, you know, fuck. One thing I thought was pretty fucking cool. I think I don't know if I mentioned it to Joel. I seen Joel use ring lights. He got it like his head slammed through like fucking like 6 ring lights that were like stacked on each other on a chair and shit. Have you used any ring lights yet?
Oh.
No. They're not just for OnlyFans. They're fucking, you know. Yeah, that shit's fucking crazy, man. Has anyone ever brought some shit that made you go, "What the fuck is this?" Like, you want me to use that shit?
Not really. No. I don't. Like I said, there's no real limits except for fire and barefoot. Other than that, I look at it. I'm okay. Cool. Let's just hope it doesn't fucking seriously maim one of us.
Yeah.
Prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
What do you think about like the fucking, those like electric fly swatters and shit, like electric
Uh,
tennis rackets?
I would be all right with taking those. They don't look too bad.
Oh man. Hey, you seen the popper bats, right? That like people have been
Yeah.
using.
Yeah.
Do those things do you think those things hurt? Like I think they're loud. I don't I they can't. I mean, like a firecracker, it's like a firecracker, right? Just like fucking,
Kind of. I
it's not
guess.
even.
Like just,
Yeah.
I don't think it would really hurt too bad, to be honest. Like I've never taken them, so I can't really sit and say. But I would assume they don't hurt too bad. Then again, I mean, it all hurts anyway.
Yeah.
Got to have some little, because they're little explosions, like little tiny baby explosions. So it's got to have some kind of feeling to it, but I don't think it would hurt too bad.
Yeah. Like you ever have a firecracker go off in your hand?
Yeah,
No.
I was
Oh,
never that.
lucky, fucking lucky. It's so weird. Like you just don't feel it. Your hand just goes numb. Like it doesn't blow. Like, I mean, unless you're like holding it like that, then maybe it might blow off a finger or some shit. But like, yeah, your hand like goes numb. It's like getting like fucking like just getting like hit really hard. For like a couple seconds, you just like you don't feel shit, and then the feeling comes back with like adrenaline and shit. But I wonder if that's what they feel like. If that is what the popper bat feels like, that is my new least favorite weapon. Like I would not want to get hit with, because like fuck that. Imagine just like your whole back just going numb in different spots. Like, ooh, that shit's
Yeah,
crazy.
I would be keen to try them. I don't know if we have poppers like that out here in Australia. I'll take a look for them and see, and then maybe create something. Give you a shout out at the end of this old.
What's the legality of like fireworks out there?
Oh, they're illegal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, even the safe and sanes, like you can't find. I mean, you
Damn.
can find the fireworks out here for sure.
Yeah.
Black market shit, but they're outrageously priced. But definitely no like safe and sane stuff. 'Cause, I mean, the country likes to burn a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense. You don't want to fuck everything up, man. Over in California, you know how it is. Like that shit's illegal.
Yeah,
Everyone gets that shit anyway. Fucking, you go to Oakland on 4th of July, that there's just fucking fireworks everywhere. You know.
they're a lot cheaper out there though. The illegal ones are a lot cheaper than out here. Because I looked into getting some illegal ones out here and talked to one of my buddies that used to be a former neighbor. And he had him and he was showing me prices, and I was just like, just for like two mortars, like small mortars, it was like $200 a piece. You
Oh
know,
fuck
like
that.
yeah, I'm not that fucking rich
Yeah,
to
that's
barely afford to
insane.
wipe. Uh,
Yeah, that's crazy. That's like what, like $20 out here, depending on. Well, no, fuck, probably even cheaper. You get them like $5 a piece, probably, or some shit for the
you find them
mortars.
cheap out there.
Yeah,
Out here, nah. Everything's so because it's the island country too, and everything's just got to be shipped in or something. So everything's a lot more expensive.
yeah. Fuck, dude. So it's like, what what is something that you found out there that you love, that you were unexpected, that you unexpectedly found? Like for me, like as I when I went up to Idaho, I I really didn't like shit out there actually. But yeah. Is there anything like thing new that you found that you're like, fuck, I can't live without this shit?
Just my fiance. Other than that, I mean, yeah, like the food is it's different because it's more Mediterranean style. It's taken me a while to get accustomed to a lot of the foods and stuff, different tastes and but no, not really anything that I found out here. Well, except for maybe koalas. Like, I wouldn't be able to live without seeing a koala now.
Yeah.
Cute
Are they just like
son of a bitch.
everywhere? Like,
Not so much everywhere, but if you get out of the city and go into like the more rural areas and stuff, yeah, you'll be seeing them.
oh, that's
Same
sick.
with like wallabies and kangaroos and shit. You don't see them so much in the cities, but go out to the rural area and they're fucking everywhere.
Are the spiders big as fuck? Like everywhere?
Oh, oh yeah, I fucking hate spiders out here. Those huntsman spiders. Like everybody gives me shit because like if they come into the house, I kill them. I'm just like, oh, just put it outside. And I'm like, this fucking thing is as big as my hand. Like, no, it's not gonna. I'm not just gonna put it outside. It's gonna die. It's the spawn of Satan. Right? It doesn't need to be
Yeah, dude. Spiders fucking, you know that like they kill like they're like the number one buzzkill. Like I was the other week I was like chilling out in my garage. I was watching West Coast Pro and smoking out. And I was just like I was thinking like this is like the best thing to do on a weekend. Like I just feel fucking great. I'm having a great time. And I look down and I like see like something moving a little bit. And I wasn't really tripping on it. I was like, oh no, there's nothing there. And then I look back down, there's a fucking black widow on me, dude. I fucking lost my shit. I jumped up. I'm swiping the motherfucker. It's not coming off of me. I look down. It's like scrambling across me. I fucking threw my shit on the ground, threw my jacket on the ground, threw my shirt on the ground, ran in the house screaming like a little bitch. My wife's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, there's a black widow. Is it on me? Is it on me? She's like, no, like you're fine. And I fucking go out there and I like stomp the shit out of my hoodie. I haven't worn the hoodie since. It's been hanging dry for like fucking like 2 weeks, man. I would lose my shit off of one of those huntsman spiders though. Like just fuck that. That's like a fucking that's like you might as well start keeping them as pets when they're that fucking big, man.
yeah, they're ridiculous. Those things get fucking, and they get bigger than the ones that I've seen. The ones I've seen, everybody's like, "Oh, that's a small one. That's just a baby," and I'm like, I don't want to see a full-grown one. I
Yeah.
really don't. I will lose my absolute shit, especially if it starts to chase you too, because they're fast, fast as shit. First time I seen one, like me and the little lady were laying down watching TV, and the next thing I know, I see this thing come crawling up from behind the couch, and I look over and I'm like, oh fuck, that's a fucking spider. What the hell's going on here? And she's like, oh, just grab your thong and go smack it. And I went to go smack it, and the thing just fucking skirted away. I spent the next 2.5 hours like ripping the living room apart to try to find this thing. Like I can't even sleep in this house right now. Like I'm not gonna be able to go to sleep tonight. That thing's gonna have me fucking shit in my pants if it comes crawling across me in my sleep.
Yeah, dude, fuck that. Like, what the fuck? How many have you encountered in 2 years? Like, too many?
Yeah, too many. Probably like almost a dozen, I'd say. Most of the
Jesus.
time I see them outside. Like we've only had maybe when we were out there in the country area before we moved here where we're at now. Like they would like come in the house more frequent, and I oh man, like they're scary shits. They're not poisonous at all, you know. And they're probably more scared of me than I am of them. But
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Yeah. Nah, fuck that. Too many legs. There's too much shit going on, man. There's just too much going on with the spider. That's why they scared the shit out of me. Like, fuck that. Yeah, man. Holy shit. Would it be considered animal cruelty if someone used a spider in a death match?
You know, that's a good question. I would think so because they've used scorpions and piranhas and shit in death matches. So I wouldn't think so, but I wouldn't want to have a spider death match. I'm not. No,
Yeah, that would suck. I don't know how they do it. They'd like throw like make like a fucking like tub full of spiders and the loser goes in it or some shit. I don't know. That just sounds terrible. Oh,
I'd
fuck
have to
that.
be over. Uh,
Yeah. That's fucking crazy. Oh shit. So yeah, man, fuck. I forgot to ask you how much time do you have? My bad. I'll go for 12 hours if you let me. So you gotta let me know.
oh yeah, we're good. I'll let you know as soon as my headphones or something start to die.
All
Be
right,
low
for
on
sure.
battery.
Right on.
I already lost my headphones, so we're only down to one.
Yeah, yeah. Those fucking those the AirPods you got.
Yeah.
Oh, right on. Shit is shit more expensive over there, or is it about the same just with the currency fucking change?
No, it's everything's a little bit more expensive out here. I mean, I would say that like rent is about, the same. Like trying to buy a house is a little bit different because most houses aren't going for anything less than like 700,000. The food is a little bit more pricey, and by a little bit, I mean you can go get yourself a bag of Cheetos, a big bag of family-sized Cheetos at the store, where you guys are out for like 2.99. Out here, that thing's going to cost about $6 or $7.
Oh shit.
Alcohol is a little bit more expensive, a lot of bit more expensive. 'Cause usually, I get a liter of whiskey, just cheap shit like Canadian Club, and that's about $60 for a liter.
Damn.
Uh, Cigarettes are way fucking overpriced. And apparently, they're supposed to be doing another tax on it. You can get a fucking 25 pack because you can do like 25, 40, 50 packs out here. But you're looking at for a normal 25 pack about for $50 thereabout.
Damn, dude.
And I get my tobacco under the table, black market shit, but I'm still paying $20 for a 20 pack. So
Yeah.
pretty the gas is a little bit more expensive because they don't deal with gallons like out there, it's like price per gallon. Out here it's price per liter.
Yeah. Oh
So it's
shit. That's like barely.
like half liters in a gallon. And like right now, when we got hit the shops and came back, passing by the gas station, it was $1.93 a liter. So we're looking at about like
$6
six
almost.
bucks, yeah, $6, $7 for a gallon of gas. So yeah, it's a little bit more pricey out here.
Damn,
The
dude.
quality of the food is better, like the meat and stuff like that. The meat is really good out here.
Yeah.
I have yet to have a bad piece of meat. But their food quality is like they've got standards out here and shit. You can actually drink the tap water.
Yeah. I know it don't taste all like fucking treated and shit.
Not that bad, anyways. I mean, it's
Yeah.
still got the treatment, but not like fucking you in LA and shit. It's like don't drink the tap water. Like when I was in Stockton, like
Yeah.
nobody drank tap water, because
Oh
that shit's
man.
just bad.
I remember I was in down bad one time up in Chico, and it was when I was just completely broke. I remember I like my rent was cheap as fuck too. It was like $300, and I remember like I worked at a restaurant as a dishwasher, so I had barely any money. I just paid like my rent, and I had like $10 for like a pack of smokes, and I didn't have any water in my house, and I didn't have a purifier. Everyone had the Brita out there, and I just drank straight out the tap, and I regretted that shit. It was so nasty, man. It tasted like shit. I remember just like being like, "What the fuck?" Like, it can't be that bad. And then I asked somebody, like I was telling somebody, they're like, "You got anything to drink?" I'm like, "No, just drink out the tap. I've been doing it, you know." And then they told me, "You're not supposed to drink it out here. Like it fucks you up." And I'm like, "Oh, really? I didn't know what I'm exposing myself to and shit."
Yeah,
Yeah,
it sounds about California, you know.
yeah, man. That fucking sucks, dude. I fucking miss those days, man. What was it like for your like younger days? Like, you got any crazy fucking stories and shit? Like some
I
crazy
mean,
shit you seen?
I've seen a lot of like dead bodies, like if you know,
For real?
like yeah, I remember when I lived in Phoenix and used to clean floors for Circle K. This was back when I was about 19 or 20. And I lived in Phoenix and we were scrubbing and waxing the floor for Circle K and we had to close the store down. And about, you say about a block down, there was like this apartment complex and you saw somebody walk across the street and walked up to the payphone. And, me and my brother-in-law, we were just sitting there and smoking weed. And, I'm kind of like facing that direction a little bit, and I see like this black shadow come run across the street. We heard the pop. We've seen the barrel, you know, and then the body at the payphone just slumped down. They got like a shadow took off because I, couldn't make out who he was. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Me and my brother-in-law go walking over there, and poor dude got his fucking face blown off, blood, and payphone and shit. And I was just like, oh shit. And we ended up having to sit there till about 6 o'clock in the morning talking to detectives and shit about what we seen. Like I
Right.
didn't really see fucking much of anything. I
Yeah.
just seen a shadow, an explosion, a body fall, and the shadow run off. Like that's
Jesus Christ, dude. That's fucking nuts.
yeah, it seems like so there's like that. And then remember also when I was out in Phoenix and when I stopped doing the floor cleaning and went into security. So I was about 21 because I was carrying a pistol at the time too. And right behind, they always put us at like Circle K's and shit like that. And right behind one of the Circle K's was like the railroad tracks. And it was all lit up. Like I got there for work and probably like, I don't want to say like maybe about a quarter mile down the track. And like it was all lit up, police like lights and all that shit. And they had just caught there was a serial killer that was running around. And he was traveling on the trains, and they found out that he was on this one train, and they had the trains, make sure that the train stopped and fucking pulling him out of one of the cars and shit. Because there was that too.
God damn.
Yeah, Phoenix was wild. Phoenix was like the Wild West.
Yeah, Circle K in Phoenix too. You don't want to be chilling around those places. They sound pretty active, man.
Yeah, like you don't want to chill at Circle K's. I got into a lot of like working security and stuff, a lot of fights and stuff like that with customers, trying to do beer runs, of course, and just kind of stand in the door, and the next thing you know, they're throwing the 12 pack at your face, and you're just like, yeah, well, you're gonna catch a hot one to your chin too, bud.
Yeah, fucking drunks and shit. Oh man, that sucks. I remember being that. I remember being on a beer run and always just trying to be like as cool as possible because it's like you got to go out, you get the package, you get the fuck home. You know what I mean? It's like you don't fucking. I remember being a kid and shoulder tapping and shit. You know what I mean? Like that when I was 21, I was like, okay, I'm not fucking up any stores for me getting this now that it's a privilege to get this. I remember how hard it used to be for me to get this shit. Fuck, man. I know. I know. I guess I can't speak on this shit on the show, but I know someone that got into some funk. He got banned from our local convenience store for being a dick. It's like, fuck, man, come on, you don't fuck it up. That's where you get that. You're there like 3 days a week, especially when I used to be that age. I don't really smoke blunts anymore. I'm getting older. I just don't. They make me cough and shit too much now. But like, yeah, I used to be at that motherfucker every day getting a peach Optimo or a fucking Swisher or whatever the fuck it was. What was your preference for rolling up the good?
Nowadays it's just papers because I'm the same. I can't do blunts anymore. My lungs can't take that shit. I'm just like, oh, you're too old. So yeah, I'm just more papers, the good old fashioned orange zigzag.
Yeah.
Other than that, like before I left out there, I wasn't really even smoking flower. I was more just cartridges and dabs.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, I'm a smoker now.
Yeah, I fuck with the carts too. I really like the carts because they're more discreet, and then you can kind of take them anywhere you fucking go, and like, I just remember like sometimes like you'll get some shit that hella stinks when you are smoking flower, and then you go out and you just reek like it, or like the whole car will reek like it, and I fucking used to hate that feeling, man. Like, everyone can smell me. One time I went to the Giants game, and it was one of the first times I was going to the Giants game, like as an adult. I went with my cousin. We slammed a 6-pack of Hoegaarden in like an alleyway, like right before AT&T Park. And then we smoked a joint hella fast, and then we like ran like 3 blocks, with full ass stomachs of beer. We both got to piss. We got to get in the building and shit. And my cousin starts talking to a street cop. And it's hella, dude, it was like 2010, like 2011. So, weed's super legal now. We're at the Giants game where it's okay to be fucked up. But I remember just being so noited because we smelled so bad that I was like, I'm getting arrested right now. Like, I'm like looking away from this cop and shit, and he's just chopping it up. Like, I'm being hella suspicious. Like, fuck, dude. Like,
I don't even really shit.
Yeah, the cop didn't give a fuck. Have a great time, guys. Enjoy it, I was like, why the fuck is he talking to this cop right now? He's fucking crazy. Like, fuck, man. But yeah, like the vape pens really prevent that kind of shit. Like, okay, I don't smell bad or anything. Like, it's casual. It's a jewel.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I miss about there too, is how it was legal. Because out here it's still super ass illegal,
Yeah.
Everybody out here still calls it dope, and it's like, it's 2022. Can we stop calling weed dope? Because it's not dope.
Yeah, I was dying because this dude, one of the dudes that like put me on with like how to do the show, he was streaming earlier, and he's an old head. He's down in LA. David Jaffe's the creator of God of War and Twisted Metal, and fucking this guy's streaming right now, and he says, I'm playing this game and smoking dope. And I was like, you're not smoking dope, Jaffe. Like, don't put that shit on your title, bro. Like, I can't blame him though, because I went around for fucking years telling people that I like to party, and I didn't realize what that meant. Like, I fucking used to say, I thought like party meant like have a couple beers and kick back, like a party, like you hang out. And fucking, I told my dad one time, we came back from Vegas. I was like, yeah, man, we just got back from Vegas. We didn't sleep for 3 days. We were partying so hard. My dad was like, what the fuck are you doing? You're partying now? I was like, wait, what? And then I told my fucking, I told my boy, I was like, yeah, I told my dad, man, we partied hella hard. We didn't sleep. He was like, yeah, he thinks you're a fucking tweaker now, man. That's what fucking party out means and party means. I was
like, yeah, I haven't said party in fucking years ever since I found out that it means like, yeah, you're fucking tweaking. Like, oh shit, okay. Having a few drinks and smoking a few joints.
Yeah.
There we go.
Fuck, dude. I told my boy the other day, I was like, man, I like smoked a bunch, and I was talking to him. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm hella high right now. And he was like, oh, you don't say that. You sound like a dope head, man. You got to say I'm stoned. I'm like, fuck, man. This fucking tube just keeps getting more and more narrow for me to describe like what I like to do. It's like, you're high right now? This isn't the 90s, man. You can't say you're high now. You sound like you're on some shit when you say that. Like, fuck. God damn, man. What's you fuck with the IPAs, the seltzers, or the beers? Like, what's your go-to like hot day
I'm more of
beverage?
my hot day beverage. Like today, it's been a pretty nice warm day, but I'm using going with the Suntory. I don't know if
Ooh,
you've had these yet. It's like a
I haven't.
vodka lemon drink. 1.6 standard drinks per can. That's like my go-to on the warm days. And other than that, it's more like just Canadian Club and lemonade, but not lemonade like we know what lemonade is. They call it like Sprite out here. That's lemonade. So yeah, so
Really?
like Canadian Club and Sprite.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I used to get down with the my shit was Hennessy for years. Just the Hennessy and that shit. Just I can't do it anymore. I'm getting too old for the Hennessy.
Hennessy, I smell Hennessy and it just smells like instant regret to me. Just, same with Jim Beam. Like I can't do Jim Beam because that's the last time I had that. Me and my buddy drank like 2 liters and we were so smashed and he was fucking puking all over the house. And I had to like hold his head up and shit and hold a bucket under him and be like, stop fucking puking on my floor, dude. So now every time I smell Jim Beam, I'm just like, oh yeah, dude. Can't ever fuck with that again.
Yeah, I feel that, dude. Is there's some shit I can't touch either. I'm just like, I used to drink Steel Reserve, man. Like when I was fucking young, like when I was shoulder tapping, that's what I'd get because it was the strongest shit. I had to get the most bang for my buck. I didn't realize I was drinking piss, like literally, you know.
How I was like, when I was a kid, it was King Cobra.
Ah,
King Cobra, St. Ides, like, because I used to be all about the St. Ides special brews when I was a kid. But now, like, if I was to even see those or like smell it, like, oh God, oh, especially King Cobra. That was Supreme Street. Like, we used to always drink King Cobra. But I'm just like, ooh man, that just reminds me of some bad times when I was like 16.
yeah. Yeah, dude. The hurricanes too. Like I fuck with the hurricanes, the Schlitz. It's funny
Yeah,
because they had the St. Ides or the Schlitz, and it's like, well, if you're trying to take it a little easy, you get the Schlitz. With the St. Ides, that'll get you there.
let's say knock your dick in the dirt, man.
Yeah,
Like
fucking A.
140 of that, you fucking good to go for the night.
Yeah, it's a wrap. Oh, yeah, I used to hate that shit, man. Fucking, you get the stronger shit. Because it's like whenever I get really fucked up, like I keep my cool. I usually keep my cool, but then once I get to that certain point, I just go fuck it. Like anything is game. Any booze like in the room, like I just get that like unfillable like pit in my stomach and I just start going crazy, man. Like I fucking what did I do? I was doing a live stream last year and I drank some Hennessy. That bottle was gone. So then I found these like warm ass Michelobes in my room. So I threw them in the freezer while I was on the stream and then pulled them out, busted those out. I don't know how long they were sitting in the room for. And then fucking, the last thing I jumped on was these fucking, what were they? Vodka. They were like Otter Pops with vodka in them. And I was just like fucked up to where I'm like, well, the party's still going. Well, not the party. I can't say that anymore. The stream's still going, so I got to keep drinking. And then I remember like I blacked out during the stream. This was when I first started the show. It was like before I had my sponsors and shit. So it's all good, Deathmatch Worldwide. But yeah, I fucking was talking to these guys. I blacked out. I wake up the next morning, splitting headache, don't remember shit. I sent everybody the song With Arms Wide Open by Creed. like just everybody, just the YouTube music video. Like, and there were people I wanted to interview that I was talking to on this thing. Like, I blasted this shit out to like everyone in my phone. And then, yeah, it was hella embarrassing. I was like, fuck, man. Like, and it kept coming back at me. Like, you know, I talked to people like a week later and shit. And they're like, yeah, hey, man, why'd you send me that Creed? And I'm like, you know why? Because it didn't make sense to me. And then I was like, oh, shit. I just found out I was having a kid earlier that week. And that's what that whole song is about. So I was just like, yeah, like this song. I was probably sitting there hella drunk, feeling myself, just like, this is going to everybody right now. Like, Jesus Christ, man. I was on a sick
Yeah, I
one.
haven't blacked out drunk in a while. I will say though that over the last week, because it's just been like a little bit stressful with different things, especially like the visa and trying to talk to my kids back in the States and stuff. It's just been really stressful and been drinking a lot more than I should.
I feel that.
I think I have a bruise up here somewhere. When I fell over, like I've been stumbling and bumbling and falling over left and right, smashed my face into a basket. I don't know.
Fuck.
I'm like, okay, time to slow down. I guess I don't need to drink a whole liter in one night. Like a whole liter of fucking whiskey in one night. It's a bit too much for my old ass.
Yeah, I put the booze down in December of last year because I did a stream where it was the Christmas stream. It was the Christmas special, so I got fucked up on camera. My brother-in-law's dog came. He ran in the room, or she ran in the room, jumped on the bed, and just started pissing. And it was like 1 a.m. By the time I was wrapping up, my wife's trying to go to bed. Like she's pregnant. She just wants to go to sleep, and I'm just like fucked up over here, like in front of the camera, like and fucking yeah, the dog comes in, pisses. I was so ashamed that I went and slept in the car for like a couple hours. I was in there. She's texting me, where the fuck are you? She thought I just wandered off, and I was like, yeah, I probably got to put it down for a second after that one. I felt like shit, dude. Like, fuck.
Always regret, like you get to a certain point, like, because normally I just sit here and I'll be cool off half a liter,
Yeah,
and be like, all right, cool. Be able to get a good night's sleep now, no nightmares and shit. So, yeah. But then sometimes I just get too happy. And then
I
the
feel
next
it.
thing you know, I fucking piss in my pants and shit. And I'm like, too old for this shit.
You know what I hate is when I get drunk with people and I start making plans to do shit. Because I'll be like, yeah, we're going to go here and we're going to go do this shit. Or like, we got to do this again on this day. And then like that day comes around and I'm just like, fuck, why did I fucking make those plans to do this shit? I don't know why. I was on a sick one. Like, I'm going to give my boy a ride to Oregon. Like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like, just to go see his grandma or some shit? Like, that, Oh, man, that's fucked up. You haven't seen her in that long? Oh, don't worry. I'm off this day. We're going. It's fucked
And
up.
that day, oh man, what did I do? Drunk talk.
Like, fucking A, dude. Shit. So, like, fuck, man. Like, what are you consuming nowadays as far as media goes? You said you're not watching too much wrestling. You watching like hella movies. You watching some cool shit on TV or something?
Nah, just more like whatever's on Netflix, like Squid Game. I just started that show, Snowpiercer. That's actually a pretty good show. Yeah, movies. Like I still watch a lot of horror movies. I got that Shudder. I watch like all the old school horror movies and stuff
Yes.
like that. Other than that, I'm just pretty much scouring, the social media and trying to stay low key and trying not to like blow my shit, and be too shooty and burn more bridges than I've already burnt over my career. So it's pretty much just yeah, just basic shit for the most part.
Man, I love Shudder. I actually just got into that this last year as well. Like, for the longest time I was like, there's nowhere to watch all the good shit from the 80s, and like that shit's all there, man. Like, you like fucking the Italian horror films. You seen those?
I've seen some of them. They're actually pretty decent. You know, my favorite thing on Shudder is that new Creepshow series that they have. Oh, that's
Yeah, that one's. You remember the one with the little fucking what was it? The little house that the girl has, and she gets the figures, and all the different shit starts happening in it, and it's her fucking house. That shit was creepy as fuck, dude.
fantastic. My thing's keeping up now. Probably. Yeah, I think
Head,
we can do another one down the road if it's keen for it.
oh fuck yeah, man! I'm always down. You know, whenever you know you want to come back on the show, don't hesitate to hit me up. Fucking, I'll probably message you too, because I'm still booking. I book usually a month in advance. So I'll send us off. Because yeah, it is starting to like break up right now a bit. So everybody, thank you for tuning in to tonight's episode of Death Matches and Death Metal. We had Guido in the building. Guido is now about to leave the building. It's an absolute pleasure having you on the show, brother, and definitely looking forward to having you back on in the future, and can't wait to see you get back in that fucking ring and touch American soil again. It's gonna definitely be a treat for a lot of fucking people, myself, including myself. So yeah, thank you so much, man.
Love and respect, and yeah, we'll definitely. And I think my shit just died.
It's good.
So there we go. But yeah, like yeah, definitely. Yeah, thanks for having me, man. And I'm glad we can finally get this going, since I know it's been like a long time coming. So yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. We gotta just do a monthly show with KP and Guido, and we just like,
Right.
that should be sick.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, KP's fucking a blast. Have you been to Circus of Sin?
No, I've been there one time when we were doing a promotion for, I think it was like the Total Violence tournament, that tournament thing. I think that was it. Like,
Yeah, I gotta.
that's probably a show I'll have to hit up when I come back out, though, for sure.
Yeah, there's some wild shit that goes on there, like KP was telling me about, and I was like, "What the fuck? You get away with all that? I gotta see this."
Yeah, that show's pretty wild.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Much love and respect, and definitely, I'll talk to you soon.
Hell yeah. You have a good night, man.
You too.